Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day. Today is Sunday the 22nd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame. The dogs I've got here this time are letting me sleep in nicely, which is always good. But the moment I hear my pup, my Great Dane, he's not a pup, he's almost 11, up and moving around, I get up immediately and get his ass outside because he tends to have trouble holding his stools anymore. So instead of having him pooping on the floor, get him out immediately as quick as I can the moment I hear him up and roaming around. So he's actually the one caused me to get up quickly than the customer's dogs, which is a strange thing for me. Usually it's the customer's dogs that get me up way earlier than he does. So I got up, got them out, got them all taken care of, got them fed and all that good fun stuff that comes with it. Played them for a little bit, hung around with them outside for a little while. Nothing real major going on, kind of chilled around. My wife's off today, of course, and just kind of hung around a little bit. Had a couple things to get done. Went ahead and had myself a little cigar about midday, and then mid-morning, I guess I should say. Then went and got my run in, got my shower, got done with that, and then basically headed over to Sanford to a little event called Sofa and Suds. It's a couch racing event that Tom and Dan help. They're paid to put it on, kind of thing. They're paid to show up and talk about it and whatnot, and promote on their show. So a bunch of people show up in Sanford and they race couches. You put casters or wheels, and there's a team from Audi that's been winning it for the last 4 or 6 years now. They win it like all the time. They put on, like, their wheels are cambered, they've got full steering, rack and pinion, the whole 9 yards. It's a full, really cool setup. And the guys that push it, train, they practice, from what I was told, at least once a week. They set a course up in their dealership parking lot, and they run the course every week to keep themselves fresh and ready to go, which is always a good way, I think, to work, because most of the teams show up, they have no idea how to steer or nothing. And I end up a couple years ago, last year, before I ended up getting roped into the team one year, into the, our Tom and Dan couch, because nobody else wanted to push it. And it's 4 loose casters, and they're awful. You can't steer. There needs to be like a center, like front caster needs to be stationary. The back casters need to be swivel, so you can make the corner stuff. You go down, make U-turns, and it's like 3 giant U-turns, like a big plus sign. You gotta race around. It's just a fun event. People are crashing and stuff, wheels falling off, and all kinds of dumb stuff. But we ended up hanging out over there. Got there a little bit late, but I didn't want to hang out real long. I've taken dogs to it before, and I didn't want to take the dogs I have now because they're a little bit more skittish around people. And I also didn't feel like taking my own dog today because, like I said, he's getting really old. He's just not really into the big crowds like that. And it's a little bit of a cluster F over there of people, and everybody's drunk and everybody's just stepping on dogs and stuff. And it's just not worth it. So went ahead, we got there, hung out, and texted a couple buddies and stuff that were there. One of them was like, hey, come find us right here in front of such and such, one of the bars. And there was like no open space anywhere near them, so we just kind of hung out in our own spot. We found a great little spot that's kind of a little parking lot, stepped on a riser, and actually stepped behind a little metal fence because it just kept people from running into us. So it kind of gave us a little bit of a safety zone there. Hung out, talked to a few people off and on, watched the event, enjoyed ourselves, had a couple cigars. I was watching the event go down, and then got wrapped up, went over and sat with my buddy and his wife. We chatted for a while, and then we were going to go walk around and just kind of hit a few spots because the races got done a little bit quicker than we anticipated, so we had a little more time. So in the process, they went to put the chairs back in the car instead of carrying the chairs over, and we ran into Tom and Dan, which are the guys that have the podcast, and we chatted with them for a little bit. And literally, Danielle's wife just got home, got the text, and him and his daughter were home, and they wanted to head out, so they were taking off, and they walked away, and literally they're going out of sight away from us. My friend and his wife showed up, and like they missed talking to Tom and Dan. So I was like, oh, you missed out by taking your chairs to the car, but we had a good little chuckle and stuff. Then we went around, hit a couple little bars, kind of walk around. I walked through one of them. I'm looking for Big Tim. Didn't see him, he wasn't working yet, it's too early in the day. And then we kind of went around a little bit because I had my cigar with me, so I didn't want to spend much time in bars. Usually cigar don't really puff out smoke like a cigarette does. As long as you kind of puff on it and then let it just kind of die down a little bit, you can walk through and nobody even knows it's there in your hand. So kind of walked through real fast, didn't see Tim. Went around a little bit, walked over and saw Tom and Dan's Airbnb. They have what they call Air T&D, Tom and Dan. And it's just a crappy little house that's just, from the outside, looks like crap. It's not nearly impressive at all, but the inside's all decked out to look like the studio, and they don't rent it out. I think they thought a lot of BDMs were going to rent it a lot more than they did. And the price isn't bad, but all the Airbnb fees and stuff for cleaning that just raised the price to like a very, very high standard. And I guess if you're splitting it with another couple, or maybe even two other couple, I think it's a 3-bedroom maybe even, but I think there's 3 beds in there, then it would cut the cost down a lot. But I don't want, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't want to sleep in a house with other people, no matter how good of friends we think we are. It's just, they're snoring and people are up trying to party too late and go to bars and stuff. That's not me. So I'll just pay the money and go to a hotel, or it's 40 minutes home. Like, I don't drink that much, hardly at all ever I drink. So it's not a big deal for me to drive home kind of thing. So we walked around there a little bit, hung around. They're just kind of popping in and out, just kind of chatting and having a good time. We wrapped that up, headed back home, got to the house, got the dogs fed, got them all taken care of. My wife decided to have something to eat. And it was just that weird time frame, like it's late enough that I just really didn't feel like eating anything, I guess. So I kind of skipped dinner, said to hell with it, ended up heading back outside, played the dogs, played a lot of fetch. The one dog loves to play fetch, and their dog loves to chase the dog playing fetch. Doesn't care with the ball, but loves to chase the dog chasing the ball. So we had a lot of fun with that. The dogs got wore out, gave them a good little bit of exercise. We hung out there a little bit, ended up having myself another cigar outside, hanging out in the evening, watching a little bit of Netflix and Hulu on the iPad, and enjoying the weather. It was gorgeous, gorgeous weather. A little windy, but overall beautiful, beautiful weather. So that was all good. From there, headed back in. Went in a little bit earlier than normal. Ended up having myself some chips and salsa for dinner, I guess, late night snack, whatever you want to call it. And then I knocked off the last of the brownies. I finished off the pan of brownies and wrapped it up and called it a night. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.